20.
I got 5 kids.
It shouldn't be no Section 8. There shouldn't be no food stamps.
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but sometimes it's illogical for people on government assistance to get a job.
I can't work. I have 5 kids. A sentence that sounds like a cry for help has now turned into a viral joke on TikTok. Recently, a video went viral showing a single mom saying she can't work because she has 5 children and she refuses to follow the new SNAP. We call this SNAP work requirements. But is this policy truly unfair? Or are we just misunderstanding it? Thanks to how fast things spread on social media. And in this video, I break it all down honestly and fairly. And if you find this content helpful, please hit the subscribe button right now here to support my channel. So now let's get started.
20.
I got 5 kids. I can't work 30 hours a week. Who's going to take care of my kids? This video goes out to all the people that went out and voted for Donald Trump. Especially all you people receiving EBT, Medicaid, food stamps. Y'all voted for Donald Trump, and now, guess what? We got to go back to work. To qualify for EBT and food stamps, you have to be working 30 hours a week. And y'all done around and found out, now it up for everybody. You mean to tell me I got to go back to work and I got 5 kids? Who's going to take care of these 5 kids?
You are!
I got $72 to last me on this EBT card, and then it's done, and I gotta find a job. So, thanks a lot, and you to anybody that voted for Donald Trump. Shame on you. Now we gotta go back to work.
It shouldn't be no Section 8. There shouldn't be no food stamps. It shouldn't be poor people. There shouldn't be no welfare. Us law-abiding taxpayers, we are sick of paying for your food. And what if there was a law right now today and it wiped y'all off the face of the earth? All the rich taxpayers that's got all this money. What if the law came down and said, you know what? This world is only for those on welfare and public aid and public assistance and food stamps and Section 8 and the government benefits. And we just gonna get rid of the rest of them. How about that?
So if I get a job, I can get food stamps. But if I don't get a job, they cut my food stamps. But if I get a job, they're gonna cut my food stamps anyway. How does that work?
So I'm hearing that some of y'all are upset because y'all gotta work 80 hours a month just to get your SNAP benefits. Are you serious? We out here working 50 plus hours and we don't get no SNAP benefits at all. And you're mad that you gotta work 80 hours?
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but sometimes it's illogical for people on government assistance to get a job. Just because somebody is able-bodied does not mean that they're able to work. Because you have to look at it from a stance of survival. If I'm getting Section 8, if I'm getting food stamps, if I'm getting all my needs met on government assistance, what do I stand to lose if I go get a job and they start cutting my aid? Now I'm homeless. Now I can't afford to pay my bills. Now my kids don't have food, because once you start working, they will start cutting your benefits. And the issue with the system is they don't teach people how to survive without the benefits. The system is designed to keep people on these benefits and dependent on the government. What we need is a revamp of the system where we focus on job readiness, where we focus on teaching people budgeting. We focus on teaching people how to spend their money, how to live, how to thrive. Right now, all we're doing is creating a generational poverty cycle. And I know a lot of y'all are going to get mad and going to get triggered and not listen to what I'm saying. But if you were in a position where you're a single mother with children, right now, you don't have to worry about where your kids are going to live. You don't have to worry about where your kids are going to eat. Would you risk that for the sake of saying you're employed?
This is a major problem with the system, and it's been going on for decades. I've seen it happen up close. People get a job and then they quit. Why? Because they realize they can actually get more money from the government by just staying home, not earning more, just getting more. But they still call that making money. They choose to stay home, sit around, and do nothing. Because for some, that's easier than working a real job. Step 1 is simple. Stop having children outside of marriage. Build a family first, then have children. That way, if you got a 2-income household and you're not putting the burden on everyone else, the government is not your baby daddy. I'm not your baby daddy. The taxpayers are not your baby daddy. What we cannot afford is a large group of people who could work but choose not to work. People who live of the system without even trying. And based on what I saw in that video, this woman is clearly on government assistance. She's got pierced. I'm sorry, but as what I watched in the video, like her appearance, yeah, she's got like piercings, you know, the wig, fake hair, and some of the tattoos. Her nails are done. That is what we can see about her. But I don't suggest like we suggest just to buy its cover. But here is just like an example of what I've seen and watched very many of her video. So there's more money. There's money for that. So, you know, she has money for that thing, but not for working. Look, I create a system and design in a way that keeps people stuck on welfare. But it is not a government's job to teach you how to manage your money. And in 2025, with a smartphone in your hands and the internet at your fingertips, you can teach yourself just about anything. You want to learn a language, you want to learn a trade or start a side hustle, it's all out there for free. Some of us who are lucky enough to grow up with financial education at home, but if you weren't, then it's your job as an adult to go learn it. Stop using your phone to make excuses on social media and start using it to be your future. If you want to break the cycle of generational poverty, you need to get a job and stop having children outside of marriage. There are millions of videos out there telling the same truth. You're going to have to win yourself off government support. It might be hard at first, but once you get into a real career, something you can grow in. You learn more as time goes on. Just choose the right field and stick with it. This isn't a secret. It's not some radical new idea. You're not working just to say you have a job. You're working to change your life. I hope she can see this video, and I hope she can somehow realize that the solution is right in front of her.
Now, I'm so glad you young ladies are seeing now what's going on was really real with these food stamps. So many women are in an uproar about their food stamps and how they're going to feed their children because you have so many of them. And then you look at this TikTok app and you see how these men downrating y'all and talking about y'all, talking about if y'all hadn't had all these children and what do you expect? And not once have they came to y'all rescue and said something like this. Well, if you know, the baby dads need to stand up and help these women take care of their children. Nah, they ain't gonna talk, they ain't gonna speak up for you. They just gonna talk about y'all and how stupid y'all was for having kids by these men. They gonna tell y'all something like this. You should have picked the right men. You should have had better choices men. But I'm gonna tell you this. Now you'll learn to keep your legs closed. Stop letting these jokers you impregnate you, and now you making videos because you can't afford to feed them. And guess what them jokers doing? Out there spreading somebody else's legs, doing the same thing and making videos about you and how you should have made the right choices in men. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you facts. Stop with these jokers now. And I'm glad the government doing what they doing. These men gonna be hurt because you women gonna see what's going on now when you don't get no help. You think you didn't get no help from the man, your baby daddies. Boy, look what's going on now because the government cutting everything out. And I just made a video. God dog, they even cutting the job poor. Stop with these men, and then they can't make no videos. They gonna start making videos about how hard it is with them working 2 jobs because they got to take care of family and their kids and step up to the plate. I want to see these videos when these men start talking about how hard they got to work when you women stop opening y'all legs. That's what I want to see.
$36 a year is how much tax dollars come from every American towards the food stamp program. Just $36 a year to feed a starving child who cannot help the situation that they are in. And their parent, whoever they may be, is doing their best to put that food on the table and still put a roof over their head, clothes on them, keep them clean, have childcare for them, and do all the things that it takes to raise a child, all without having that much needed village that a lot of you all come from. $36 a year is not a lot to feed and keep America from starving. As an American, why would you want your country to starve? It's poor out. Because that's what they're trying to do when they cut the food stamp program. They want to cut out the poor. The poor already work and get those. So don't say, oh, well, they don't work. Don't work, don't eat. That's not true. They work. To get those benefits, you have to work.
Oh, that's a lie. You just lie.
So they work. But it's, you know what I mean? They don't make enough. You all don't understand that because you've always had good opportunities. And how nice for you that life has never shown you. I mean, that's good for you. but other people it does. So you need to have a little bit of compassion. You need to learn it. And the only way compassion is really learned is if you walk in those shoes yourself. So I do hope that one day life gives you what you truly deserve.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Change is never easy, but staying independent on the system, when you have the power to do better, that is a choice. Government assistance is meant to be a temporary support, not a lifelong lifestyle. The future doesn't come from complaining, it comes from action. From working, learning, and taking responsibility. So if this message gives you something to think about, yeah, you can let me know in the comment section below. If you need us to improve on anything from our video, you can comment. Also comment down section below, and I will definitely read it and improve my quality. So thank you so much, and I hope you can find this video helpful for you. And if you can give us a subscription button right here. So it's a very big motivation with us. And once again, thank you so much, and see you in the next video.